Hey everybody, can you believe it? We've done it. Another VITACon in the books. 15 hours, spent a lot of time talking about tax, a lot of time getting to know each other, a lot of time having a lot of fun. But we're at the end. A lot of people come on in. We are thrilled to have put this together for you. We're thrilled that you attended. We really hope you had a good time. But in the meantime, take a minute, get settled, and we'll be with you very shortly. All right, looks like we're hovering. So it looks like we've got all our folks in. Thanks for joining our very last session of virtual VITACon. This has been a great testament to the power of the Vita field, as well as your willing and commitment to all of the things that make Vita great. Let me actually, I apologize. We're gonna need to make a quick little change. Sorry about that. We have some last minute additions. We'll make sure that everything's all set. In the meantime, if you could put in your chat, your favorite moment from this whole VITACon, this whole 3 days in the chat, please do let me know. I'm really curious to hear what was your favorite moment while we get this whole thing, the PowerPoint resorted out. I know I've really enjoyed doing the bingo calls. I've enjoyed running Zoom and making sure that things look good and feel good, but I am gonna just turn it over to our ton NSC chair, Kara, who's gonna just share a few remarks on how she feels about this whole session. Kara?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. Welcome, everybody, again. Welcome back to our closing session. I can't believe that the time has passed so quickly. I just want to take a second, and I see it coming through the chat, but to recognize Justin for all of his hard work during the last 3 days and his fierce MC skills, keeping us connected, engaged, and most importantly, connected to bingo. Your bingo calls are amazing. I'd like to have everybody go to their reaction buttons. I see them coming in the chat. Heart emoji, high five, hat celebration for all the time that we've put together, shared, and really engaged. It would be really fantastic since we're not together, and that's the one thing that I do miss. Thank you to all the presenters for your willingness to share your time and knowledge with us, and to my fellow NSC steering committee members for facilitating amazing sessions for us and making sure that no questions were left unanswered. Finally, to all of you, thank you for being present and interacting with each other. I encourage you to stay connected with the field. Justin's gonna share in the chat ways to still be connected. I know many of you, I see your names on the listserv, but if you aren't a member or aren't joined, please stay connected to the listserv. That's where you can reach out to your fellow VITA practitioners to get help whenever you need it. We want you never to feel like you're by yourself in this difficult journey. So Justin, please share that information. And I encourage each of you, when you get the follow-up materials from Prosperity Now, to find one person to connect with, reach out to them. I remember when I first started back in 2005, before the connections we had with Prosperity Now and Ton, I was so lost, not sure what I was going to do in running a tax site, much less now a program. So I really hold close the people that helped me so many years ago. And that's what makes this VITA community so special. So thanks for sharing your time with us, even though we could not be in person. I still feel as full in my brain, in my heart for all of the work, even though we were not in person. I'd like to now turn it over to our fearless leader, Rebecca Thompson, who is our biggest cheerleader for the field. Rebecca?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming on camera in just a moment, as soon as my computer decides to cooperate with me. And apparently it doesn't seem to like VITACon, because in our opening session, my screen went black and completely dark. And again, here it has done this again. So I hope that you can still hear me. If not, I am hopeful that one of my teammates will send me a text message or something.
Oh, we can hear you, Rebecca. We can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. Can you see me? I'm like, the camera's not on. Like literally, y'all, the computer screen went dark.
No, we
and
cannot see you.
Last 3 days. And so it occurred to me this morning, hey, I'm back. Yay. I actually received a notification on my phone this morning from Google Photos that showed that 5 years ago this week, I was at the ALC, which is the Assets Learning Conference, for those of you who may be new and unfamiliar to Prosperity Now. Yeah, we were at the Assets Learning Conference, and that was actually my first full week on the job with Prosperity Now. And I just think, like, talk about drinking from a fire hose to come into a conference of 1,200 people, of which the first formal event that I did with the Taxpayer Opportunity Network was the pre-conference. And so we had the VITA pre-conference, and I actually found some photos that I'm trying to share with you all right now, so that we can all see and this together about the joys of 2016 and the journey that we set out on together to really leverage the tax time moment to make a difference in the world in some new and interesting ways, exciting ways. And I believe that was Graham say just a little while ago, I remember sharing the quote that change is ugly at first, it's messy in the middle, and it's beautiful at the end, as a way definitely to help us ease into and become accustomed to the notion that we were making some rather significant changes with the shift to a new software vendor that particular year. But thinking back, that was our first time, and that was my first full week on the job, and realizing that I've had the opportunity in breakout sessions to meet many new people this week. Why don't you go ahead and put in the chat, because I'm really curious as to how many people have been with the VITA program. Like, this is your first year. I know we've got some folks that are going into their first filing season as well. And many folks who've been here for less than a year. So do me a favor and put in the chat, newbie, maybe, or rookie, it's my first year, first time here, whatever it is that you are comfortable sharing, to let us know where you are, and to let us know that you're here and that you're new to the VITA space and to the VITA community. And while you are doing that, I will move on. And I really just wanted to say thank you all for attending and for being here with us today. Over the last few days, thank you so much. It's really been wonderful to see all of you, all of your faces, all of your names on the screens, to connect with you in the breakout rooms. And at one point today, I think I commented, I looked at the chat and I thought, wow, this looks like the listserv on steroids. So it has definitely been our goal. It has been our goal. I hope that we have been able to accomplish this with you. It has been our goal and our objective to make sure that this week was insightful, that you got a lot of information, that you made some new connections, that you were able to get new ideas, and really to ground yourself in the understanding that even though in many times, in many instances, you might be in your organization and you might be the only one that's associated with the VITA program or that's working on the VITA program. And I know sometimes it feels like you could be like, there's nobody to talk to about the issues when you have that taxpayer come in, or somebody calls it, one-off that calls that disgruntled, or you're having volunteer management challenges. While there might not be anyone within your organization or very few people within your home organization that you can talk to about the issues and the challenges that you're facing, or that you can bounce ideas off of, I want you to know and feel reassured that you have a whole entire community. And while there are only 100 people here at this moment, that our community is over 8,000 strong of VITA volunteers, program managers, stakeholders, friends, partners, and alike, who are all in this with you. And so that we are in this together. And I hope that you walk away with the feeling that you are definitely a part of a much larger community than what is in your organization, in your program, and even in your respective cities. Now, y'all, my computer is just really messing up, and I'm really disappointed because I wanted to share photos with you all from where we were a few years ago, but oh well, it wasn't meant to be. But finally, I would be remiss, and I do want to take this opportunity to make sure that I give a few shout outs.
I guess shout outs were not to be had today, but while Rebecca works on her computer, it's very fitting that it's almost given up to ghost. I want to thank Kara. I want to thank all of our facilitators. I want to thank Darren as well for helping us put together this event. Like we said prior, this event was a ton of work, no pun intended, and it was really truly a labor of love because it was a way for us to give back to the ton community that's given so much to us as well as so much to each other. So we are extremely thankful to have all of you here. I know if Rebecca were here, she wouldn't try to name, actually, I mean, she could, she'd just read the list of names. But I think for us, there were some highlights that I'd want to shout out in particular, right? Not just bingo, even though I have a very intense stake in bingo, but I would say the stuff that we really got into was our small groups discussions. Those were really great and intense, especially at the end of day one, in the beginning of day two, just having specific topics and like places where you're like, oh, I want to go to room 3 so I can talk to someone about get your refund or volunteer management or this and that. And it's really a way for us to stay connected in a way that feels almost like we're in person. Like if we're all in some sort of big hotel ballroom and, you know, we're like, hey, you had that great presentation, Takima, about get your refund. We should like go sit and have a coffee. But in this case, we get to do it in our pajamas. So that's pretty good, at least. I will say that is really the crux of it. We are incredibly thankful to have such a field here. I was bragging to folks here at Prosperity Now that Ton is the most engaged network by far. We have the most well-attended events, and you guys never fail to deliver. Let's say it that way. In terms of some other agenda items, we obviously have our follow-up survey. If you could, I know I've been plugging this all day, but if you could fill in this survey that I'm going to put in the chat, that would be really appreciated. We try to make it short. It's completely anonymous. It's just a way for us to figure out what worked, what didn't work, in sort of an aggregate sense. We just want to know how you felt about VITACon. Obviously, it was under less than ideal circumstances, ideal being Hawaii. It's a great way for us to know what you're thinking and what you want going forward. And in terms of VITACon materials, we have recorded all of our sessions. We also, Zoom is nice enough to save all of the chats as well. So those will be coming to you, as well as all the presentations from every single one of the speakers. So you'll have all of those on hand. In addition, like we would with normal VITACon, if you saw, oh, you know, what's Kara's email? And like, oh, you know, she had that great point, I want to talk to her. We'll print out a full attendee list to help you get a sense of who was at this conference and who you may have missed. In terms of all of that, I think those are the big material things to wrap up. But obviously, we can't leave without doing bingo. We have we have 3 more bingo words, and then I will keep my fingers crossed if I can share our bingo prize. But let me read out the bingo words to you first. When will that be available in terms of the materials, Laura? Probably by the end of next week, maybe the start of the following week, depending on how long all this stuff takes to move together. But yeah, our next bingo words are full-time student. Yeah, Jessica, I got your bingo email. I will get back to you shortly. Thank you. Congratulations too. The first word is full-time student. The second word is expanded EITC. And the third word is routing number. So again, those words are full-time student, expanded EITC, and routing number. Again, I will put all of that in chat. Congratulations, Stephanie, or Tiffany, depending on how you pronounce it. I'm glad you have bingo. In the meantime, thanks for joining. I'm gonna do one last Hail Mary and hope you can see my screen because it's really cute. It's really fun. Hold on. Can people see what's on the screen?
No. Not yet.
No.
All right. We'll give it like 10 seconds, and if it doesn't work, nope. All right. Well, I will say what it is if you remember if you were here in 2019, you'll remember our vitamins characters from with our little vitamin A, S, F. There are little Vita sponsored vitamins. They're shaped like little pills and they're cute. So we've put all of them on a little magnet that says, take your vitamins. So if you have gotten bingo, you will expect to receive something from an email from me talking about mailing these magnets to you so you can get a vitamins magnet of your own. Other than that, that's really all we have here for today. I I am so glad that we've gotten a chance to be together for this. And I thank all of you on behalf of Ton, Prosperity Now, and all of our, all the folks here. Thank you. And please, please have a great day. Bye.